Thanks for tuning in. This is Talks with Carlyle. Talks with Carlyle, where we keep it real and unfiltered. Get comfortable as we discuss topics aimed at you becoming a better individual. And now your hosts, Carlyle Lodge and Kevon Garcia.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Talks with Carlyle. This is episode 4, and today we're going to be discussing a topic that's very close to me. I take it very personal, and that's developing healthy habits and routines.
Welcome everyone again, Carlyle here, and we have a special guest with us today. She is a certified personal trainer and fitness coach with specialization in strength and conditioning. You all can look her up at Ricquéal_Amoroso on Instagram, and also her business page at Reinvent Fitness. That is Re_invent_fitness on Instagram. And today we have Ricquéal Amoroso with us here today.
Hi.
Yeah, welcome
Thank you
to
for
the show.
having me.
Not a problem. Glad for you to be here.
Yes.
So, Ricquéal, given your expertise in the terms of fitness, what are some of the things, and you don't need to do like plenty, you could just touch on the ones and them that are actually close to you. What are some of the things that you can elaborate for people that can become a good wellness and a good healthy habits or routine in their personal daily lives?
Okay, so firstly, before even thinking about how can I become healthier in anything that you choose to do, or better or positive in something, you need to identify your problem. You cannot fix a problem if you do not identify your problem.
Absolutely.
So let's say you're overweight. How do I fix this? What is causing me to be overweight? Let's say I eat in front of the television. So you might say, okay, now I would no longer eat in front of the television because that is encouraging me to eat more. And you eat in silence, and that could help change something. So when it is you identify the problem, if you do not know how to get the help, you ask for support. You talk to a trainer. You can go to some people need therapy before they go into exercising, to extra support in any kind of thing.
Right.
You could go. Some people go to a friend, anybody who can support you in choosing that healthier lifestyle.
Right.
Another thing you can do is track your progress and be patient. Always know where you come from. I was here, I was 250 pounds, now I am at 200. I used to drink 1 bottle of 1 liter water, now I drink 2 per day.
Okay.
Stuff like that is what really helps you to get to that point.
I think that answer is profound.
Very.
Yeah, I think that answer is very profound. And I would have to agree with her. And because even in my exercise journey, or my fitness journey, I always, at some point, I was like, why am I seeing the results one time? And then over time, you started ripping shirts, pants not fitting again, and, you realize, hey, you're not where you used to be. But, it's very important that, we take the small steps and we understand where we come from, and where we go in and where we are.
I have to agree. So, like, if it is you were to give somebody advice, then Ricquéal, in terms of so let's say they already spoke to a therapist or a friend, and they made up their mind, like, okay, I'm going to change my lifestyle, I'm going to change the way I eat, I'm going to change the things that I do. Like, what are some of the things you would encourage them to actually start this process and give them that motivation and emotional support along the way?
Okay, so there is something called self-motivation, and there is external motivation. So it starts with you. It always starts with you.
Right.
When I started, I had to realize it starts with me. You have to be, and this is what I go back to. It's not just about okay, I want to be healthy and stuff, because a lot of people say that all the time.
Yeah,
I will have people messaging me all the time. I want you to start. I want to do this. I want to do that. And they just don't start. So it comes from within. At first, I will always advise people, know what it is you want out of yourself, what it is you want to show someone else.
Right.
And then from there, you would now get, as I say, support, that external. So that's what a fitness coach is there for, a personal trainer. They actually push you towards that goal, and they push you in a professional way. It could be, there could be a friend, or there could be a professional, that professional business type kind of stuff, and they push you towards. So I would say you can start with mental health. It's always good to start mentally.
Definitely.
That is what drives
Definitely.
everything else.
Definitely.
Okay, I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm enjoying this conversation already.
You need to know what you need to do to help your mental, capacity to be positive, to help people and stuff.
Right.
And one thing I would always say, I always tell people this, because sometimes we watch people and say they're unhealthy, yeah? That time they're healthier than us. So being healthy is not the absence of just illness and sickness and stuff. It is that state of mind, that positive type of thinking.
Yeah, and I'm very glad you would have mentioned that.
It goes beyond that. I could do so much. I could train you and make you look the best. But how are you thinking? Can you keep up that for yourself? Because a personal trainer is only there for a time.
Right.
That is what they are there for. They are not there forever.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
So
right
basically,
about that.
that's it. That's what I always tell people. Like, it starts with you. Think about what it is you want to see in your future, how you want to see yourself. Look, think, everything like that. You need to, that's basically it.
Okay. So then I have a question. So, as a personal trainer, like, how do you deal with, or how do you motivate people who, like, for example, like Carlyle and I, who may have busy schedules, and yourself? Like, how do you, not only yourself, but how do you keep people motivated who have hectic schedules, who may have time to squeeze in a workout, or to put something in place for a better or a healthier practice, but their excuses, or they might always say, well, I don't have the time, or I'm super busy. Like, what do you encourage them to do?
Okay, so that will start with me, and I'll give you what it is I follow, because there are different ways. I decided to make my well-being and health a lifestyle.
Okay.
Because we always have, so let's say it like this. Work is part of your lifestyle. You know you have to get up to go to work, to make money, to support something that you are doing. Besides that, you have things to do. So if it is you stop make living healthy, a thing of, well, how to put it? A thing of, let me see how to get a word out there. Or you make it a task instead of routine and habit, then you will see where you'll get the problem, because you'll always put it aside when something else important comes up.
Right.
But let's say you make out a plan. I go to work, I work 8 to 4, 9 to 5.
Right.
So for me, I go to school.
Okay.
I have studies. You need to identify, am I a day studying person or a night studying person? Then 1 hour, less than 1 hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, it depends on what you want from yourself, the results you are looking for.
Yeah.
And then you just pace yourself and put it in somewhere. One thing I do, let me show you all something, and this is commitment.
Right.
I will eat a hefty breakfast filled with proteins and everything.
Okay.
And at 10 o'clock, I will eat again.
Right.
On my lunch break, guess where I'm at? At the gym. On my lunch break. Run quickly, come
Dedication.
back. Yeah. So you need to find, and then you need to identify your weakness too. If you know you just get tired in the evening, I wouldn't suggest you work out in the evening. Wake up early in the morning and work out.
Yeah, and it comes back to what we would have preached for the past 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Yes.
Discipline. Men and women.
Yes, you have to be disciplined and committed. You have to know that you want that. That is what I want.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, being healthy is not about just putting on iron and squatting and going hard and blowing. You could take a walk. You would know what you want to do. You could take a walk, a run, a treadmill. Some people buy equipment. What it is you want for your body? I want a treadmill.
Yeah.
I want a bike. You know? Stuff like that really encourage you to go further.
And I mean, you would see, and like, for example, by us, we have these competitions in office where people will compete to lose a certain amount of pounds within a certain period of time. And I mean, yeah, people who go to the gym may be excluded because they're exercising almost daily, right? But you would be surprised at, just like what you said, know what you want out of yourself and the small steps. So those people in competition don't need to go take out a gym membership and let's say start exercising crazy. They literally walk around the area by the office or start taking half an hour walks in an afternoon.
It's baby steps.
And literally you would see over a period of time when it's time to weigh in for the competition, like these people losing 15, 20 pounds. And it's just from simply walking and all of the ingredients that you would have mentioned: dedication, knowing what you need to do, putting aside that time and actually getting it completed is what makes those people successful in order to lose that weight. And we just speaking about it from a health and fitness standpoint, but you could use that same approach to all other areas of your life.
Exactly.
Yes.
Especially the mental capacity as well. Because, I mean, let us just say you did not plan to lose weight, right? And you decide to enter the competition. And you do all what you have to do and you realize you lose 10, 15 pounds. You're not putting yourself in a position to continue doing that.
Yeah, because you have
understand?
the external motivation.
Yes.
You have the external motivation. Yeah. And just to be 100% transparent, I look for me, especially like coming out of the pandemic where gyms and stuff were closed, and you know, apart from the minimal walking, because one day we could go outside, one day we can't go outside, like that was driving me crazy. And I started running around in my neighborhood. It's probably about 4-point-something miles, my route, but doing that over an extended period, I started to enjoy cardio more. And then I was like, hey, you know, maybe I could really, you know, lift weights and do cardio, because most people who lift heavy weights don't really like to do cardio. Yeah, or they run from it.
No, I not no gym fella. You know me as a maga man. But I have to agree with you, because you see a lot of people, and I mean, I'm speaking for mostly the men, right? That nothing wrong with lifting weights, you know. You know, you want to look ripped, you want to make sure you have abs and all these things, you know. But cardio is important, right? And, you know, like running, swimming, riding, like anything that, you know, have you actually been physical and exerting that physical part of you, it is also important, you know.
Absolutely.
I agree. And that is what strength and conditioning is. It's basically the development or selection of, you know, static exercises or dynamic exercises, which includes cardio, lifting weights, or any other thing that could help sometimes stretch, a certain type of stretch, or hit workouts. That is basically the overall healthy person. When it is we look at footballers, like we call the one of the most well-known, Cristiano. If you go up on YouTube and you see what it is he does,
them fellas dedicated.
Stay. He does yoga. So you really need to balance it, and it's not, because when it is you lift weights and and you're thinking you're fit, you're looking good, you're looking real good. I ain't gonna lie, the weight just make you look good. And you join a team thing, you realize you're slow, you're out of breath.
Yeah. And that's the reality thing, and
you had to balance it. You have to.
Yeah. I agree with you there. And that's when I realized as well that although you're lifting weights and you're big, I still want to have a level of agility.
Yes.
Correct.
Flexibility. I don't want to not be able to reach because my arm too big, or I can't run as much as or as fast as I used to because I now have all this muscle.
Yes.
I don't like the idea at all. So
It's a balance.
yeah, it is. It is.
I wouldn't say exactly where it was, right? Because I don't want to put anybody in dispute. But where I work, we just have our general fitness exam, so to speak.
Right.
And the majority of the men in the organization, they built, they're properly well built, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it consists of simple push-ups, sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. Good?
Right.
Them fellas eat me up in the push-ups, eh? When I tell you, them, as I see them start to pump, them going up and down, I say, no, like, them don't want to fucking stop out. You understand? But when we went out on the road, it's because them out of breath in less than a mile.
Yeah.
And I bypassing them, and I had to be motivating them, like, hey, I staying back with some of them just to say, like, I will run with you. Even though my time good and cut back, I want to make sure that you finish,
Yeah.
And you just see where the strength and weaknesses lie in our boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And another thing too is that with the strength and weakness, exercising or living healthy is not an easy task. It's not going to be easy every day. You're going to see your strength and weaknesses. Sometimes today you're on top of your game, tomorrow you do not feel like it at all. And that is where you really need to bring into play that discipline and commitment and how bad you really want it.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Like, I could totally relate, because there are some days I don't feel like it at all. And, just that push or your message your friend, you're like, boy, I'm supposed to go to the gym today. I ain't really feeling it. And you're like, nah, bro, you gotta go, you gotta put in the work. And it just that alone, and you'll be like, all right, yeah, maybe I should go,
Yes.
The external support.
Yeah, the external support as well is important. I have another question in terms of personal trainer. How or what rather do you encourage people to eat? And I don't mean, we're not talking about, for the development of abs or any of those specific or targeted diet plans, right? Just generally speaking, for the average Joe who may want to start a healthier habit, like, what do you recommend where that person starts from?
Okay, so this is for the average person, and because I am not a certified nutritionist, I will give based off of my opinion and my experience.
Okay,
fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
I always say, you are not perfect. I am not. I have my cheat days. I do stuff that I am not supposed to be doing when it comes to eating. But you start with smaller portions and cleaner. Always try to, so what I've realized is that rice makes me feel a lot more heavier than usual. The regular brown rice that we eat. So I did research, and I said that this is important. Despite having any type of professional help from anyone, always go and do your research.
Definitely.
It could be a doctor, a physician. Just go. Do your research and read up and understand for yourself.
Right.
So what it is I did? I switched the brown rice with a basmati rice, a cleaner rice for me. A portion of that, I realized, sweet potato is big in the fitness thing. So I started to eat more sweet potato.
Right.
some Brussels, some green food now, because
Right.
these things are what helps you, keep that nutrient in, because you have to put in what you put out.
Right.
When you exercise, you are putting out a lot of energy, so you have to put that back in.
Right. Right.
Chicken breasts. If it is you can't, and this is the thing, it's very expensive when it is you decide
to change
clean up.
your
Yes.
routine. Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
So I
It is.
tell people, be smart about it and meal prep. Meal prep saves a lot of money, if you believe it or not. If you buy 1 bag of basmati rice, let me say about 3 pounds of sweet potato, some broccolis, and let me say cauliflower or something, or
Right.
spinach, and you buy some chicken breasts. You may spend about roughly 200 to 300. I'll be trying to be,
modest.
yeah, modest. 200 to
Right.
300, right? You don't have to buy that amount if it's you alone.
Right.
And you set out your food. This is my lunch. This is what I'm going to eat at lunchtime.
Right.
You will end up with remainders because I've tried it. And you set out your food and your meal prep. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you sing out that. Now it's a bit irritating to do, because I know at times you get by Tuesday, oh God, I have to eat this again. But it's cost efficient,
Right.
and most likely it's what your body actually needs.
And for the general for the general listeners out there, is what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You're trying to,
Exactly.
You're trying to be healthy, or you're trying to spend money.
Yeah.
You know.
I used to eat a lot of fruits, a lot, because before I knew what I knew, I thought that was the healthier thing. I eat a
Right.
fruit bowl. But I spoke to someone, a professional, and they said the amount of sugar you are inserting in your body, you do
Right.
not need that.
Right.
Stuff like replacing juices with water. If it is I feeling like I'm having a sugar rush, what it is I do, I look for like a cran water.
Right.
I always tell people,
Yeah.
because we gotta be realistic.
Yeah.
Nobody's drinking, especially who's starting drinking water all the time.
Correct.
It becomes you're going to a kind of craze, like you need something with sugar.
Yeah.
It has become annoying.
Yeah.
It has become
Yeah.
annoying.
What I started to do too is make tea. I drink a lot of tea. I got that from someone who is also a personal trainer and coming up as well.
Okay.
She
Okay.
drinks a lot of tea. I drink tea because I realize it works.
Yeah.
So that hot tea keeps the stomach, a bit flatter, not as much gassy.
Right.
All this
Right.
stuff helps you shed that weight, because people always come in and be like, how you even keeping that stomach flat? That's female stop thing.
Yeah.
How to
yeah.
keep that stomach flat? Just tell me what to do. And if I tell you, it's 80% is me and what I eat. My stomach is all determined on what I eat.
Yeah. Well, you see, there's a secret there.
Yeah.
That's a secret there. So if you go up on Ricquéal's Instagram page, you're gonna see how flat her stomach actually is, and you're gonna remember that gem. So
And his stomach flat in real life too. I just let you know now.
yeah, it's not puffy show
You
thing
know they
going
like
on
to say
here.
Instagram is a liar. Stomach flat in real life, people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can appreciate that. Again, just going over. So it's critical that they switch up the fluids that they consume.
Yeah. Another thing I forgot. All those snacks is not necessary. Stop snacking. Eat some nuts with some cranberries and call it a day. Drink a protein shake or something, some kind of clean shake. Those unnecessary snacks. I see a lot of people snacking after they eat. A bar, chocolate bar, something. There are things you can do to replace that. You won't get it one time,
Right.
but you would realize when you continue and you try and you keep trying, those things, you don't need it anymore. It's unnecessary. You don't eat. Those are for children, and much less schools don't even want children with certain snacks anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So stay away from the unnecessary snacking. Like when you finish it, wait, but I'm feeling for something sweet or feeling for cake. Stay away from the unnecessary snacking. You can have things to eat. You will have cheat days, but you would know what you need to do.
Yeah. And I'm not judging people and the snacks they consume, but
you would know,
really some of those snacks not really good for you based on the ingredients.
Exactly. And don't starve yourself.
And I am not a science person by no means. No. So don't come and ask me nothing about no chemical ingredient and no nothing. But I am aware that even some of the snacks that we consume on our local market here, they really aren't good for you. And I would say this, growing up or going secondary school and whatever, only coming out of it, I realized that the amount of times I drink soft drink, the amount of times I had flour in terms of like food, what you'd consider food if you do have lunch for the day, fries, fried pie, roti, somebody might be selling doubles by the gate, all these things, we aren't really preparing our children for a healthy lifestyle, or to lead some form of healthy lifestyle, or to even be conscious, because coming out you're drinking soft drink average and consuming all these foods average 5 to 7 years, right? Because we have 5-year and 7-year schools in Trinidad and Tobago. So why not have, and I mean I'm straight into laws here, but why not have rules where we dictate certain foods in schools, just from the perspective of having children be healthier in that regard, so we could kind of cut obesity from young.
Yeah, you have a point. And even within the schooling system, it is very rare that they pay attention to nutrition, so even if it is, let us just say that they don't implement a law, so to speak, right, to control the types of food that children eat in school. The school itself not really big on nutrition and don't really guide the children as in what foods to eat. You will get the basic apple, fruits, and these kind of things, but like as they get older, obviously the horizon would expand. They'll be open to more foods.
Correct.
And like I mentioned earlier on, right, we need to do our research, because when it is we buy a snack, right, we just looking to see probably sugar, calories, and that is it.
Yeah.
We seen all these other big long words that we don't know about.
We don't know. Correct.
5% in this and I don't know what's that, but it tasting good.
But it tasting good,
right?
So
Go up on the internet, type in the word and Google it and find out what it means and see what it does to your body. So you definitely need to do that research on your own as well, with regards to going by a doctor or a therapist to guide you accordingly. But still, the information is there,
Yeah.
That's the thing. The information is out there. It's just that we as people not really take any time to do our research and find out things on our own.
And I'll give you an example of that. So your boy used to buy a pint of ice cream from Häagen-Dazs, and I will sit down and eat that by myself, right? By myself. And not sharing with nobody, don't ask me for nothing. I rather buy a separate container for you, right? Boom, now, like, I realized, like, my skin always used to break out and whatever, and I used to be wondering, I always eating ice cream, so that I couldn't be it. I exercising, so, I trying to figure out where, this skin breakout and thing coming from, and it's only when I started paying attention to the dairy that they use in a famous brand's ice cream. that was the reason why my skin was breaking out, and from that I started cutting out. So I used to consume full cream milk. I not on that full cream milk. Now I have a brethren who will tell you full cream milk is life. Right? But that doesn't work for me. Like, definitely after consuming full cream milk or that particular ice cream, 100% my skin going and start to act wild, right? So I did my research and then I realized, well, hey, I need to cut out this. And I mean, it was hard, but that same famous brand has fruit flavors in the ice cream, to which, I can eat and, my skin wouldn't break out. So I'm saying all that to say that it is important for the foods that you consume. You may be wondering why, let's say, for example, for the ladies, you're bloating so much, or it might be, you're putting on weight and you don't know where it's coming from because you're eating normal, but it may not necessarily be the what, but how you prepare, how the food is prepared, that could be causing these issues. So you just need to pay attention to those things, and the research into an ingredient or whatever it is very important.
And just to add to it, it'll save your money as well.
It does save your money as well, because there's a hot $58.
Not only that, not only talking in terms of purchasing the ingredients, I'm talking about, let us say you Google a particular ingredient and you get to realize the consequences or the things that it may be doing to your body, and you just decide, what, for a month I'm not going and use this, and it might work for you. You just save yourself spending about $300-400 by the doctor for him to tell you the same exact thing.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? Absolutely. So the part of doing the research by yourself, like it really important, because it cost effective as well, and it's good for your body. So open all your mind, expand all your horizon, and things that you don't know about, research it, pull it up, give it a try. If you had to cut back, if you had to add on, and at least see for yourself what it can do or not do for you. And then if it is, you realize, well, it's not working out, then you could take extreme measures and probably actually go and see a dietitian or a nutritionist.
I read up on something, that milk thing that you brought up there, Kevin,
right,
with breaking out. So when I was younger, I used to drink a lot of milk. Cereal and milk was life. That's what I used to eat in the morning to go to school. Mm-hmm. It was something quick and easy, Raisin Bran, whatever it is. And getting older, when I say older, meaning like just the other day. Right. Yeah. I realized I was getting bloated and very gassy for no reason.
Right.
And I didn't know what I was doing. To me, I don't eat plenty.
Right.
Why am I bloated? I don't eat late. Why am I bloated? So I started to test things. When it is I got heavy into this fitness thing, I started to test myself. So I stayed away from the rice, because I did research. I stayed away from the rice. And I looked up something. Why do we consume milk? It just reached to that question. And well, they said that it's good for the bones and the teeth and stuff like that. Okay.
Right.
As an adult, do I need to consume milk? And it just went into a spiral, because the internet could send you into a spiral.
Yeah, definitely.
And I realized we as adults, we don't need to be consuming all that dairy. And I stayed away from the milk, because to me, I could take milk because I'd eaten it since I was small, right? I'm drinking it since I was small. Mm-hmm. And then something happened. I no longer had that bloatedness.
See?
So came to find out that I had become lactose intolerant. And I didn't even know. I didn't know that could have just come on you at any point in time.
Yeah.
And I love ice cream, and these are things. So what it is I had to do was how to replace it, because sometimes you need the milk to put in certain things. Yeah. So I started to, investigate. Is almond milk better to drink?
Oat milk.
It had
soy milk as well.
Same thing with flour. I didn't know it had all these different type of flour you could use, and not the regular way that we consume almost every day.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper, yes, but as I said, apparently it costs.
And why is it that the unhealthy is the cheapest?
Because it's cheaper to make too. I think it's cheaper to make. I don't know why.
I don't know.
That's conspiracy talk there.
No, but it is
It
because
is.
I mean, if it is a look, and this is just like a general overview, right? If it is a look at life, anything that's bad, it really easy to get, you know. It easy. The things and them that, the things and them that good for us, we have to be real disciplined and motivated to get it.
Agreed.
Otherwise, you won't get it, you know. So
Agreed.
I think that's just like a life thing now, boy. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Or do you realize too, if something is actually really good and everybody's using it, it comes off the market, it disappears.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It always stop sell that.
Yeah.
That don't sell anymore.
Yeah, or they don't have it,
Yes.
or thing, or they get cut off, or whatever the case is.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know. I don't know.
If it is, we continue down the so we will go in a twilight zone. Yeah, we're going to twilight zone.
Yeah, we ready to relive the episode.
That's so. Let me keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Well, I think so. For developing healthy habits, you know, so what we covered so far is that we should start with our mental, right? We should start from there, and we should then take stock of where we are realistically. That is, take stock of where we are and where we want to be, and we work towards those goals. And in working towards those goals, we celebrate the small wins, whether it be, I used to drink 3 bottles of soft drink a day, and now I only drink 1. Or I used to drink 1 bottle of water, and now I drink 3. You know, so in terms of at least beginning, you know, to take on healthy habits, we also took a look at, for the average Joe, what to consume. Not that we are big nutritionists on the show here, but you know, we looked at what to consume. We looked at the different factors of motivation, both internal and external, in order to get it done. I don't know if you want to ask anything to cover anything
I
you have on mind, or...
Nah, I think you all covered everything so far. And I know for the listeners, the podcast always more on the realistic side of life, but I wanted to have this topic because nutrition is important, you know, as a part of our lifestyle, and I think it's something that we as people need to really tap into now, boy, because we're not getting younger, we're getting older.
Yeah, correct.
And the older that we get is now the more we have to take care of our bodies. You know, the things that you would be able to eat and do when you were younger, you won't be able to do it the way that you would like to do it, you know, but you still want to be able to do it, and that is taking care of your body in order to, you know, be successful in that. So it was just a different turn of the conversations and the topics that we usually discuss, but I am definitely glad that Ricquéal was here to give her insight and her input in terms of that, and also Kevin, because 2 of them, unlike myself, you know, they just go in the gym and I not on that. I go just run 2 miles, and after that, I'm sorry to say, and I don't want to take this the wrong way, I will still go back and drink my puncheon. You understand? I don't mean to, I'm being realistic with all you, right? Don't have to listen to me, don't have to follow me, but we're being realistic, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, taking care of yourself, both mentally and physically, is priority.
Yeah.
It is a priority for every single human being. And as Kevin and Ricquéal mentioned earlier on, once it is we adapt that habit, we can now show our children that way of life.
Yeah.
And it can become routine for them as well.
Absolutely.
You know, so
absolutely.
That is, you know, and I think we covered what we needed to cover so far. And Ricquéal, I don't know if you have any last words for our listeners.
No, not necessarily. I think we covered enough for someone to take any advice from this and just begin. I would just say that, you know, it will be hard. You will have difficult days, but once it is you put your mind to what it is ever you want to do, you can achieve it, and that's basically it.
Discipline and motivation.
Yeah, yeah. So that's added to the long list of things that people should do, or the behaviors that they should emulate, right? Thanks everybody for listening. Again, this episode is very close to me. The subject matter is very close to me. I take it very seriously. But if you, ladies and men, if you have any further questions on how to begin, where to begin, or just generally, any information that you may require, feel free to reach out. We have a certified personal trainer and fitness coach with us. Again, we'll drop her Instagram and business page in the description for this episode, so you can feel free to reach out to her on any platform. Please do get creepy. Please do get creepy.
We are professionals here.
Yeah. And everyone, take care.
Alright, thanks again, guys, and see you soon.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Talks with Carlyle. We hope that the gems dropped allows you to navigate life a bit easier. Please share this episode with a friend and follow us on social media. And leave us a comment and rate the show. Until next time.